Hi, I'm Malcolm Otter from Keynote Systems. Keynote are a NASDAQ-listed technology company that specializes in measuring online user experience, and we do it in two ways. One is to look at how fast websites are and how available they are, and the other, which is the area that I'm responsible for, is how good they are from the end user's point of view in terms of usability, how easy it is to carry out tasks, and how satisfied they are. We do that by getting thousands of real people to go to a website and test it and give feedback. User experience is how somebody, it's difficult to say without repeating the words, but it's how somebody experiences the website. And what you do is you want to measure that in some way. And so there are a couple of options available to you. Either you look at just what they did to try and get a measure of what the experience was like, or you ask them. Those tend to be the two ways of understanding how one person's experience differs from another's, is simply to ask those questions. But if you want to get a measure of the total user experience across multiple people, then you really need to have large numbers of people so that the findings you get back are representative of everybody, essentially. It's really important to measure the usability or user experience of a website because companies make massive investments in terms of their online channels. And in order to make the right investments, you need to be able to have solid data from end users about what works and what doesn't work. And so the way that we approach that is to get these hundreds of people to use the website and give lots of feedback about that experience. And then you've got those hard numbers, which you can use to base design decisions around. So it's useful for large corporations to know how they're performing perhaps against their competitors. But it's also useful for design agencies to test their designs prior to going live. Keynote does a huge amount of competitive research. Here in the Australian market, we run competitive benchmarks for the banking sector, so specifically looking at the user experience of everyday and savings accounts, mortgages and home loans, and small business banking. We also look at the user experience of the mobile operators here in Australia and internationally as well. And our approach to competitive benchmarking is to get about 2,500 real people to go through the process of perhaps opening an account or checking their mobile bill for their phone and giving us a great deal of feedback about what they thought of that experience. And then because we have such a large amount of data, what we're able to do is to carry out a statistical analysis to understand which parts of the user experience, whether it's the homepage, whether it's the product, whether it's your account area, which of those has the greatest impact on the things that the business cares about. So principally things like loyalty, will a customer stay with me? Will they buy more? Will they convert? And so forth. And that's the benefit of having those very large samples that we capture with our competitive research. Almost always you would use Keynote's research in combination with analytics. The analytics will tell you where people have gone, where they've dropped off, and so forth. But unless you have the why, which we provide, then you're really guessing as to what people did and what motivated them to go down a particular path. So we answer the why question about behavior. With analytics, one of the other drawbacks of it is that you can only really get analytics on your own website. Whereas with Keynote, we can capture the user experience on any site that you're interested in. And indeed, as well as capturing what people think of their experience on a particular site, we can also capture where they went to using our technology. So it gives you the best of both worlds. If you have a good user experience, you're more likely to have a successful website. And obviously, there are major cost imperatives behind having a site that can deliver both as a sales channel and as a customer support channel. And given that the competition is so fierce on the internet for banking, for mobile operators, if you can improve the online experience by just a couple of percentage points, then that generally translates into higher brand perceptions and higher conversion rates and so forth.